So we dedicate our session to His Divine Praise A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. I would like to pay my obeisances to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj. So we are on chapter 11, Bhagavad Gita, which is titled as Universal Form. It has 55 verses and it has been further divided into 7 sessions. So 1 to 4, Arjuna requested Krishna to show his universal form. And we learned that this was because of the people in general. He had already accepted Krishna as supreme, but he wanted to establish Krishna as supreme, and he wanted to prevent further imposters to show them as to present themselves as Krishna. So that were the 2 reasons why Arjuna requested Krishna to show the universal form. Then 5th to 8th, we learned that Lord Krishna, before showing his universal form, he just gave a glimpse of what Arjuna will see in that universal form. So he describes this. He gave an orientation program to Arjuna about the universal form. And 9 to 14, then when Lord Krishna gave divine vision to Arjuna and then displays his universal form, then Sanjay is describing whatever is happening in the war field. So he is now describing to Dhritarashtra what Arjuna saw, as well as what Arjuna's reactions were there, mentally as well as at physical level, that he had goosebumps and he saw so many wonderful forms with millions of heads and helmets and weapons and all. So this was described by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra. And after this, Arjuna will describe his own experience of seeing that universal form, how he felt and how he glorified Lord Krishna. And then he saw the future outcome of the war in that. And he saw the Kal Rupa form in that universal form, which was not seen before. We know that this universal form was shown in the Sabha of Dhritarashtra also. When Duryodhana went to for peace mission, he went to Duryodhana and requested him, but he refused, and he tried to bound Krishna, and at that time Krishna showed his universal form. But it is told by Acharyas that in that universal form, that Kal Rupa was not displayed. And similarly, when Yashoda Mai saw the universal form in the mouth of little Krishna when he was eating mud, at that time also so many universes and Brahman darshan were there, but this Kal Rupa was not there. So this Kal Rupa form was for the first time displayed in the war, and that's why Arjuna, he was like with emotions of wonder. He was overwhelmed with wonder. At the same time, when he saw that all the warriors are entering to the mouth of this universal form, and their heads are being smashed between the teeth of the universal form, and this universal form was emitting lots of fire, and he was devouring everything. So that form made Arjuna a little bit fearful, because that was a ferocious form, and that never ever anybody has seen. So when he saw that universal form, Kal Rupa form of universal form, he at once asked Krishna in 31st verse that, who are you in that ferocious form, and what is your mission? These 2 questions were asked by Arjuna in 31st verse. So today in 32 verse, Krishna answers that. So we will see that today from 32 to 34, that Krishna replies, time I am to just become my instrument. And from 35 to 46, we will see that after Krishna tells him that I am time and this is my mission, then Arjuna offers prayers, he offers obeisances, he glorifies the Lord, and at the same time, he asks pardon. He apologizes to Krishna. Okay, he begs forgiveness from Krishna. So that we will see from 35 to 46. And from 47 to 55, which is the last section, we will see that after showing the universal form, Krishna comes back to his original 200 form, as well as he shows his 400 form because Arjuna requests him. And then he says that to see any of my form, pure bhakti is essential. So that will be the last section. Krishna replies, time I am become my instrument. Somebody would like to recite this verse?
I'll read Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Lokachaya Kruta Pravruddho Lokan Samahkrutam Ita Pravruttaham Adhe Pitvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Evasthitaha Pratyanikeshu Yodhaham. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, time I am in the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both the sides will be slain.
Thank you, Shambhu. Here. So, Kalo Asmi, I am time, he says. And Krishna says, as I am time, I am also destruction. Because with time, everything is destroyed. So I am the destroyer of these three worlds. We know that at the time of, like, everything is created by Krishna. Then at the time of Pralaya, everything enters back into Mahavishnu. So everything is destroyed. Nothing remains at that time. And he says that I have come here to destroy all people. It means that he is telling Arjuna that all people present in this war field will meet death. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. So here we see that Krishna is already assuring Arjuna that he will be victorious. And everybody will meet death. So I am destruction in the form of time. And that is what he's displaying in this temporary revelation of this Kal to Arjuna, where Arjuna sees that all the soldiers, Drona, Bhishma, Karna, Duryodhana, everybody is entering into the mouths of that Kala Rupa. And in the last section, we learned that devotees were also entering and demons were also entering. And we compared devotees with the rivers entering into ocean and demons with the moths entering into the fire. So that were the two comparisons given. But ultimately, time, it will destroy everybody. And we also learned that for devotees, when death comes, but they will continue their eternal services in the spiritual world. They will serve Krishna there also, and they were serving here also. So their services continue. Their nature doesn't change. But those who are demons, who are atheists, for them, when they meet death, they are little fearful. They are fearful of death, but devotees are not. They become fearless. So with devotion, with practicing bhakti, there is a component that we become fearless because we know that we are serving Krishna and Krishna will take us back to Godhead. He will take us to Goloka Vrindavan. So that fear component is not there. But here we see that Arjuna a little bit become fearful because seeing that Ugra form, that component came him along with wonder and surprise. Now, we know that in the war of Mahabharata, everybody was slain. And only it is said by Acharya that 10 people remained. So anybody knows the name of these 10 people who were there like after the war?
5 Pandavas, Dhritarashtra,
Krishna.
Gandhari.
No, from the
Gandhari was
battlefield.
not on the war field.
In the war field. Yuyutsu.
Krutavarman,
Ashwadhama.
Krutavarman, Ashwatthama, yes. Krupacharya.
Yes.
And these 5 Pandavas, Krishna, and maybe I think Satyaki or Shalya.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yes, all 10
Satyaki.
covered. Yes, very good. So Krishna, Pandavas, and Satyaki on the side of Pandavas. Okay, 7 people. And Krituvarma, Kripacharya, Ashwadhama on the side of Duryodhana. And this Yuyutsu.
Is neutral.
Yuyutsu, anybody knows?
Yeah, he's, I think, from Kauravas, but he doesn't want to fight the war.
Okay. Actually, just before starting the war, when they announced that whoever wants to change the side, they can. So Yutsu was the one who changed the side from Kauravas towards
Pandavas.
Pandavas. And he was the half brother of Duryodhana because their father was same Dhritarashtra. But he was a son of a maid. He was not the son of the Gandhari. And afterwards, he only put fire to all the dead Kauravas. So that is the thing. So all these people remain, but everybody else was slain in the war. So here Krishna wants to signal that everybody will be destroyed. So don't worry, Arjuna. So that's why in the next verse, he will say, okay, this is from the purport. We have already.
Mataji, in the divine opulences, the opulence of absolute also, Krishna said two times at least, if I remember, that I am the time.
Yes.
So it is the same context because he is Kalarupa and he is the powerful time. And with time, everybody has to annihilate into him. Is that it means?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the same thing. Because Krishna always keeps telling, I am the time. So that is the ultimate reality we have to know. That's the same, it relates because in any case, this universal form is shown by Krishna. So he is being glorified and he is telling about him. Then in the purport, the same thing. Although Arjuna knew that Krishna was his friend and supreme personality of Godhead, he was puzzled by the various forms. And the form of Supreme Lord is all-devouring giant. And here Krishna presents himself in that form of all-devouring time. Arjuna was not in the favor of fight. And in 2.6, he thought it was better not to fight. He was confused. And he thought that there will be no frustration and everything will be well if you don't fight. But in reply, Krishna is saying here that even if you don't fight, every one of them would be destroyed. For that was his plan. So Krishna came with a plan. He has come to establish dharma. Yada yada hi dharmasya, whenever there is fall down of dharma, he will come to re-establish and paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya tuddhispratam. So this was his plan. He wanted to destroy all the atheists and demons at one place. So he's telling Arjuna that even if you don't fight, they will die. They will meet death. So you have to just become my instrument and win glory for me. So this is the second verse. Somebody would like to recite it?
I'll recite. Tasmatvam uttishta yaso labhasva jitva shatrum bhungsva rajyam smradham mayaivaite nihatha purvam eva nimittamatram bhava savya sachin. Therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Thank you, Harshita. So he's saying, even if you don't fight, these people will meet death. That's my plan. And we have learned that nothing, even a blade of grass, moves without the plan of Krishna. Krishna is the supreme controller, he's the supreme maintainer. And if he wants, he can do anything. He doesn't require our help. So he's telling Arjuna, so why don't you fight on my behalf? Because I want you to fight. And then you will be happy if you follow me. You will win glory. All fame will be yours. Because even though Bhishma and Drona and these Karna, they were all demigods were used to lose from Bhishma and all. But here Arjuna could fight with them. He could defeat them because Krishna was on his side. And Krishna wanted that. So he's saying that you will conquer your enemies and then you will enjoy a kingdom after that. Because I want righteous people to rule over this world. And for that plan, you have to just become my instrument. And he's calling Arjuna here as Savyasachi. Savyasachi means one who can shoot arrows very expertly in the field. Okay? He was expert warrior, and we know that he could shoot arrows even in the dead of night. He was trained that he could shoot arrows in the night also. So he was so expert. So here the message is this, that everything is moving according to Krishna's plan. If Krishna wants to spread Krishna consciousness, he wants to build some temple, he can do it without our help. But he gives us devotees a chance. As devotees, we can like preach, we can spread the message of Krishna consciousness, we can put our all endeavors in building temples and teaching others. We are conducting so many Gita courses and volunteering. So here we are becoming an instrument in Krishna's plan. And what is Krishna's plan? Krishna's plan is he has created this material world so that we can all go back to him. We can go back to Godhead. So that is his plan. And this plan can be understood only by devotees. So devotees, if understand that Krishna wants this and they work in that direction. So sometimes it may happen that we may feel that, oh, we are trying so hard, but we are not successful. These participants are not picking up calls and all these things. But Krishna here wants that you just endeavor on your own side. When you endeavor, you will purify yourself. And sometimes we may meet failure, sometimes we may meet success. But we should always remember that success or failure, it all depends on the will of Krishna. We have to endeavor from our side, but results are dependent on Krishna. And Krishna himself is not like worried about the results on the material level. He wants us to spiritually advance by doing that service. He wants us to serve, to become an instrument so that his glories can be reached to people in general. And similarly, like example of Prabhupada. Prabhupada, when he wanted to preach, because that was his Guru Maharaj instruction, he tried a lot in India. He tried in Jhansi to build a center, to preach, to give Gita classes, but he was not successful there. He was frustrated, but at the same time, he had a big goal in his mind. And to fulfill that goal, he went to Western world. There also, for the first year, he was not so successful. But ultimately, Krishna knew his pure vision and his pure intention, and then he got success and he became so famous, he became glorious. So because he took the responsibility, his other god brothers and sisters were also given the same instruction by their Guru Maharaj. But Prabhupada took the responsibility, he took the lead, and because he took the responsibility, he was glorious. Krishna made him glorious, and he became so elevated. So that's the same thing. We have not to be frustrated by like not success, because Krishna wants to show us that success is not because of your endeavors. It will be finally because of my mercy. When I will be merciful, you will get that success. So sometimes small failures Krishna may give us, but ultimately he will show us a big victory. So we should be always hopeful, because it's Krishna's plan. If Krishna wants to spread Krishna consciousness, that will happen. But if we become instrument, we will also win glory and we can go back to Krishna. So that's the message being in here, being instrument. And here one word also was used, that you will enjoy. So sometimes we say that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, and we cannot enjoy as devotees. We should only serve. But we know that in service also there is so much of enjoyment. When we serve, we enjoy that service, we experience that bliss, and we are so happy and satisfied. So that is our ultimate victory, that satisfaction, and that is the enjoyment. We may try to enjoy at material levels so many times, but ultimately we will be frustrated, because material things cannot give us unlimited enjoyment. It is always temporary. So this is the message in this. And same thing, Krishna is telling that Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, all warriors have already been destroyed, because we know that Drona and Bhishma didn't support Draupadi at that time of that Dvit Krida. So for that they were given this punishment, though they were devotees. But they met death because they were not righteous at that point. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, just kill them and you don't get disturbed. Simply fight. You will vanquish your enemies. They have already been destroyed many. So don't be disturbed and just fight. In this purport, Prabhupada says something. Somebody like to read it?
I'll read it, Mataji. Every plan is made by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is so kind and merciful to his devotees that he wants to give the credit to his devotees who carry out his plan according to his desire. Life should therefore move in such a way that everyone acts in Krishna consciousness and understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of a spiritual master. The plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by his mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as his plans. One should follow such plans and be victorious in the struggle for existence.
Thank you, Rajesh Prabhu. So my voice is clear, huh? Harshit Prabhu dropped a message that is faint.
Yeah, now it's clear, Mataji.
It's clear.
Okay. Okay.
At the time of Kirtan, it was, a bit feeble. Now it's
Okay.
clear.
Thank you. So we have already discussed this. Every plan is made by Krishna, and he wants to give the credit to his devotees if we carry out his plan. So everybody, it's duty of everybody to act in Krishna consciousness, understand the plan of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who will guide us? Spiritual master will guide us to execute that plan. And the plan of Krishna is understood only by his mercy, and mercy is given to his devotees. So we should always follow Krishna's plan, our spiritual master's plan, and be victorious in this struggle for existence. So after telling Arjuna that you will be victorious, as time I will destroy everything. Now, Sanjay tells, in this section from 35 to 46, they are Arjuna's prayers. And 35 verse, Sanjay is telling to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna, who was trembling, he offered his obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a faltering voice as follows. So following verses, we will divide into 4 categories. From 36 to 38, there will be glorification. 39 to 40, Arjuna will pay obeisances. 41 to 44, there will be apologies from Arjuna's side. And 45 to 46, he will request something. So this has been further divided into 4 sections. Now, Arjuna started glorifying that universal form which he's seen. He says that, O master of the senses, he's telling him, Rishikesh, you are master of all our senses. World becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and everyone becomes attached to you. When we hear Krishna's name, we chant Krishna's name, there is attachment, there is love, devotion developed within ourselves. And who are perfected beings, who are devotees, they offer you their respectful homage. The demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. So Arjuna is saying that whatever you do is always right. And when we chant your names, we become attached to you and we pay obeisances to you, we pay respects to you, we glorify you. At the same time, who are demons, who are atheists, when they hear your name, they became afraid, like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu and all. They wanted to kill Vishnu. And we know that Krishna may present himself as Ugra Rupa here. Okay. And this Ugra Rupa may be very ferocious to look at, to see at. But devotees, what happens when they see any form of Krishna, they are not afraid. We have already discussed this. Because they know that whatever Krishna does in their life, it will be for their good. But demons, when they see such Ugra Roop of Lord, they are afraid because they know now they will meet death and they will lose all their material possessions, and again they have to take rebirth and undergo the cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death. So we can compare this with the appearance of Narsimha Dev. Like Narsimha Dev, when he appeared, he wanted to kill Hiranyakashipu. He was death for Hiranyakashipu. But all the devotees they were offering prayers to Narsimha Dev, and they all were little bit fearful because he was in Ugra Roop. They wanted to pacify the Lord, but they put Prahlad in front because they know that Narsimha Dev would be pacified only by that little boy Prahlad. And it is the same thing. Like for example, there is a lion. It is ferocious for every living entity except for his cubs. So we as devotees are the cubs of the Lord. We are his children. So that's why there is nothing to fear from the Lord. And now he again glorifies. He tells, "Oh great one, you are Mahatma. You are magnanimous. You are even greater than Brahma because you are the source of Brahma. You are the original creator. You are the cause of all causes." And knowing this, why why should they not offer their obeisances unto you? You are Ananta. There is no limit. You cannot be covered by anything of this material world. You are Devesha because you are the God of gods. You are the master of all demigods. You are the maintainer, creator of all the demigods. You are Jagana Nivasa. You are the refugee of the universe. You are the ultimate shelter of everything. You are Aksharam. Akshara means you are imperishable. Everything will perish, but you alone will remain. So you are Akshara. You are cause of all causes, as in Brahma Samhita we have already glorified about all these qualities in chapter 10, 9, before also. You are transcendental to this material manifestation. You are above the material modes of nature. This material manifestation can never bewilder you, but we as conditioned soul can be bewildered. So you are transcendental, you're the cause of all causes, you're the refuge, you are the original creator. That's how Arjuna is again glorifying and offering prayers to this universal form. Krishna as the ultimate shelter of everything. So somebody would like to recite this verse?
I'll read, Mataji. Tvam Adideva Purusha Puranas Tvam Ashya Vivashya Param Nidhanam Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dhama Tvaya Tattam Vishwam Anantarupa. You are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, O limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dipesh. So we know, we may think that this is repetition. Yes, when we glorify Lord, we repeat things, and that is not a literary flaw. Because we are in ecstasy, we want to glorify Lord, so we repeat his glories. You are the oldest, you are Adi, no? Param Brahma, Paramadhava, Pavitra Param Bhavan. Like that he says in 10th chapter. You are Adi Devam, Vibhum, and all these things. So you are the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the original personality. You are knower of everything. We know that Krishna knows everything about past, present, future. Nothing is hidden from Krishna. And you are all that is knowable. So we know that Krishna is the object of knowledge. And if something is knowable in this material world, it is about Krishna. So this material knowledge will not help. Only spiritual knowledge, knowledge about Krishna and his manifestations, about Bhagavad Gita, this will help us. So you are ultimate refugee. You are above the material mode. You are, again, he's saying limitless, Ananta. And this whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Everything is resting on you. Even the Brahman effulgence is resting on you. There's nothing which is without you. Like we know that we are sitting on this chair is on the earth, but earth, who is holding the earth? The earth is being held by Krishna. So everything is resting upon Krishna. Then again he says, you are the air, You are the supreme controller. You are fire, water, moon. These are all we know like controlled by some demigods like Vayu Dev, Agni Dev, Varun Dev, Chandra Dev. So here he's saying that you are everything and you are the controller of all. You are Brahma, the first living creature, because Brahma has been created by you. And because you are the father of Brahma, you becomes our great grandfather. So that's why I want to offer my respectful obeisances unto you, not once, again and again, 1,000 times. I want to pay obeisances from front, from behind, from all sides, because Arjuna was so much gladdened, so much in ecstasy that was his friend, now he has come to know about his greatness. He has come to know that his friend is so great, so opulent, and that's why he's paying obeisances from every side. And the other reason is in the war field, he's seeing the universal form, and the universal form is so vast. Wherever he's looking, he's seeing only the universal form. So when we go into the temple, we will see the deities and we will offer obeisances on one side. But here the universal form is present all over. So he's paying obeisances from all the sides. You have unbounded power. Your power is limitless, and you are all pervading. Sarvavyapa. You are everything. So this is glorification along with obeisances. He's paying obeisances, glorifying and paying obeisances. This is going on thousands times. Now, after paying obeisances and glorifying, now at once he realizes that as a friend, I have behaved so erroneously with Krishna. And that time I didn't know about this divine form of Krishna. Like Krishna is so great and so opulent. So he now comes in the mood of asking forgiveness from Krishna. So in the next words onwards, he begs forgiveness. He says that thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you. Sometimes I told you, oh Krishna, oh Yadava of the Yadu dynasty, oh my friend, I didn't know your glories. Please forgive me, whatever I may have done in madness or in love. Sometimes with love due to madness, I don't know. But I addressed you as my friend, and I've dishonored you so many times. Sometimes when we were alone, sometimes when we were with somebody. So many times I must have committed offenses against you. And oh infallible one, please excuse me for all these offenses. So now here, what acharyas say? Acharyas say that in Sakhya Ras also there are two types of Sakhya Rasas. Now here Arjuna, what Arjuna is experiencing is his that friendship rasa is being covered by knowledge of greatness of Krishna, about his divinity. So this is called as Gaurav Sakhya. But we know that Gopals were also friends of Krishna in Vrindavan Leela. And these Gopas, they used to behave like they used to eat the jhuta of Krishna. Krishna used to give his jhuta to them, and they used to play together. And they used to consider him only as his friend. They were never covered by the knowledge of the divinity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead aspect of Krishna. And so that Sakhya is called as Vishrambhya Sakhya by our Acharyas. So these two types of relationship are there, where Arjuna was aware that Krishna is so great. And in that greatness, he is trying to offer obeisances unto Krishna. We never see Gopas ever apologizing with Krishna, asking forgiveness or paying obeisances to Krishna. There is no Leela like that. But here, Arjuna is doing that because now he has come to know that his friend is so great. And again, he's saying you are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of everything which is moving or non-moving. You are the worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master, because you only gave knowledge to Brahma, and from Brahma, the knowledge descended further. And you also came to re-establish the broken parampara. That's why you are speaking Bhagavad Gita to me. So you are the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, and no one can be like you. You are greater than everything, and you have immeasurable power. And again, he says that you are the supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. I fall down to offer my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. And he's saying, please forgive me. Sometimes when father tolerates the impudence of his child, so being my supreme father, you forgive me. Sometimes the friend tolerates the impertinence of a friend. So if I have committed any offenses, considering you as my simple friend, please forgive me. And the husband sometimes forgives the familiarity of his wife. Please tolerate all the wrongs I have done to you. Please be merciful to me and please forgive me. So he is begging forgiveness. He is asking Krishna to be merciful to him. And after offering obeisances, after glorifying Lord, after begging forgiveness, now he says, please withdraw this universal form. He requests Krishna to withdraw this universal form and to again show his four-headed. So we'll see, and in the 45th verse, he says, after seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, nobody has seen it before. I am very much gladdened. I am full with ecstasy and wonder and surprise. But at the same time, because this is so ferocious, this is the Uber Roop of yours, my mind is getting disturbed with fear. I am losing my balance. So please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. So here, Arjuna is requesting Krishna to again come in his original form, in his human form. And here especially, Arjuna wants to see the four-handed form of the Lord. So in the purport, Prabhupada has explained, will somebody read this?
Yeah, I'll read it. There are innumerable planets in the spiritual sky, and in each of them, Krishna is present by his plenary manifestations of different names. Thus, Arjuna desired to see one of the forms manifest in the Vaikuntha planets. Of course, in each it's Vaikuntha planets. Of course, in each Vaikuntha planet, the form of Narayana is four-handed, but the four hands hold different arrangements of symbols. The conch shell, mace, lotus, and disc. According to the different hands, these four things are held in the Narayanas or variously named. All of these forms are one with Krishna. Therefore, Arjuna requests to see his four-handed feature.
Thank you, Prashantji. So here we already know that there are many Vaikuntha planets. There are innumerable planets, and each Vaikuntha planet is preceded by one plenary expansion of Krishna in the form of various forms of Vishnu and Narayana. So we see in this picture that one Vaikuntha planet is written Purushottama, one it is written Achyuta, Janardhana, then Vamana, so many names of Krishna, and these names of Krishna are names of four-handed form, and they are given names on the basis of arrangement of these four things, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. So if there are four things, then they can be arranged in, I think so, 24 forms. So basically, as scripture says, there are principally 24 forms of Narayana. They are named differently, and the planet is also named according to the name of that Narayana. So there are so many Vaikuntha planets, and now Arjuna is requesting Krishna to show his four-handed form, and then he will say, again, come back in my original two-handed form of my friend. So after this, he says, O thousand-armed Lord, because the universal form has so many arms, so many faces, I wish to see you in a four-armed form with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. So after requesting this, in the next section, we will see that Krishna again resumes his form, and then he again glorifies bhakti. So that will be our next section. Anybody has any questions from this session can ask, or any comments if you want to give, realizations you want to.
The verses are complex. It's in this chapter, all are big verses.
So that's why it was difficult to choose for us which words to give for memorization. Like,
Yeah, and one question, Mata.